When Allison's mum approached us here at Top of the Class to let us know about the difficulty she'd been having with her daughter focusing and concentrating on her homework, straight away we recommended Alicia as having the right personality type to support Allison's needs. Although a little bit sceptical about our recommendation at first, Anna soon found out just how well her daughter responded to our Top of the Class tutor, a difference that was even noticed by Allison's teacher at school, offering a huge relief to her mum, who I met up with at her home in Brisbane. So this is Allysons Story.
We initially thought that compared to the other kids we know that her in the same age as her, she's just not expressing herself as much as we thought she can, or compared to the other kids we know. So we said maybe it's more a professional person coming in that would help us sort it out. What's the other reason why we went with Top of the Class rather than getting, you know, a college student, you know, random person come in? So it's someone who we know understands the curriculum, we know how things are done. I remember Ian sending an email to you saying, this is Allison's personality, and then you recommended someone who might be able to match up to that kind of personality of the child. And I think it was a very good match. She's very pleasant to work with, and I'm always here whenever the tutoring is going on. So I'm usually just doing some sort of chores around the house, and I can hear and watch what's happening. And she makes sure that she puts Allison in line, because she makes excuses. She says, I'm bored, or are we done yet? Or I can't do that, I don't understand, I don't know what it is. So Alicia's very good at handling Allison. I know that because she's told me before, she said that Miss Alicia helps me with my homework because she doesn't get upset like mommy. Because that's, you know, we're both because we've told the teacher as well that we are going to get, at the time we were going to get a tutor for Allison. She said, I'm quite happy to do that because apparently other families are doing it. So she said, here's my email address, give it to the tutor. So they're in constant communication, so there's not a problem there. And then when Alicia started sitting down with her on a week-by-week basis, we just noticed that there's not just that area that needs improvement. And then the teacher at the same time said, yeah, you need to focus a little bit on this. We've had a recent parent-teacher meeting with Allison's teacher, and the teacher said since having the tutor, because Alicia and the teacher have communications as well, so Alicia knows where Allison is in the class and what's happening in the classroom. The teacher said that Allison has now been joining in with the class discussion. She would raise her hand, would actually give the right answers. So yeah, it's good. She's more confident now because she knows that, you know, I know this because I've been doing this at home and practicing.
So this is a classic case of a student with plenty of potential that just wasn't being developed properly in a classroom environment. Students that are really active and easily distractible simply don't learn best in a group setting and can sometimes be even too much of a handful for their own parents to teach. This is where having the right support person there by their side working one-on-one with them can make all the difference, and something that I think we all could have benefited during our own school years. Now, one of the most common things that many parents assume when they go looking for the right tutor is this idea that a good tutor must be a qualified school teacher. Now, admittedly, some of the best tutors are qualified school teachers, but likewise, some of the worst tutors are also qualified school teachers as well, especially the ones that have really lost the passion for it and now just see it as a bit of extra pocket money on the side. Likewise, some of the best tutors can be uni students because they're still passionate and can relate really well with the students, but also some of the worst tutors are uni students because they can be immature and haven't yet learned to be professional, reliable and organised. So you might find it interesting to know that of the success stories that you've seen here in these videos above, Eartha and Miro's tutor Mona Lisa is a qualified school teacher, Sophia's tutor Peter is also a qualified school teacher, Monty's tutor Zoe is a uni student studying to become a psychologist, Paris's tutor Gabby was a journalist studying to become a school teacher, and Allison's tutor Alicia is actually a teacher's aide. So this raises an important topic that I think most parents want to understand when it comes to looking for the right tutor for their child, which is, how do you know what to look for? I mean, you're sitting there right now looking at this profile of a tutor that you've never met before. how do you know that they're the right tutor for your child? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to explain in the next video down below, as well as give you some insight into what we see here behind the scenes, especially when it comes to patterns and correlations between the parents and students who continue to struggle versus those who get the most impressive results. So if that's something that you consider important to know, join me in the final video below.